Hello everybody, my name is Jagiero and welcome back to another episode on the AfterLife server. In the last episode, I started construction on Castle Jagiero, beginning with just the front facade, including a couple of towers, a stained glass window and a little balcony area, and I also talked about the influences for this build, which includes Castlevania and a magic punk style. Also, in the last episode, you may remember that I stumbled upon a double cave spider spawner, and I've decided to make a farm out of this in today's episode. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be too useful having string and spider eyes available to us, but potentially we could make a little bit of a shop out of the drops, and maybe there'll be some interest in it. I don't know. What can you use string for? Scaffolding and looms, and spider eyes you can use for potions. Well, I just think it'll be a bit of a fun project anyway. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Right, so I am here across the Great Lake behind Castle Jagiero, and this is a little bit awkward, okay? So the entrance to the farm is here. I need to pretty this up quite a bit, obviously, but just actually getting across this lake is just a bit of a pain. Now, obviously, I might have forgotten my boat over there. That didn't help, but I think there's something we can do that can help us just make this a little less awkward. Oh, potentially. Oh, what if I had a room in the castle, maybe like a dungeon where you go down into it and there's like a tunnel leading to the farm? Oh, I like that. Okay, maybe I'll do that instead. Okay, so we just have a bubble vator going up here, and we have a water drop going down. Why have I got the fence gates there? They don't need to be there. Don't know why I've got them. That's fine. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of digging. Okay, so we have a spawner under this, or inside this box here, and a spawner down there in that one as well. And I was going to dig out the entire room. Okay, so I was going to dig out the entire room and have the spiders drop down, rather than have them encased in these boxes. But it turned out to be a bit of a logistical nightmare getting them into the right water streams and stuff. And also, you need to stand in a place where you can spawn both, or have both of these spawners activated. And just getting that inside the room with no lighting to affect the spawners was awkward, and it just felt awkward. And I just hated it in the end. So I decided to go with a different system. Now, this system is equally as awkward and a massive pain in the backside, but it works. So that's what I'm going with. Okay, so essentially we have the thing spawn in there, the cave spider spawn in there. They go through these series of tunnels here up to a bubble vator there and also there. They will then shoot up here, and you can just stand here and attack them. Okay, so these blocks here and also these ones are where you can stand to have both of the spawners activated. And I'll have just a lever on the side here probably that will turn off some redstone lamps inside the boxes, just so that we can actually turn the farm on and off. I don't think it's really going to affect server performance, quite frankly, but it'd be nicer if I have a way to turn it off as well. Okay, but first I need to make a few purchases in the shopping district. So our first stop is to GP's Redstone Shop, and it has this, it's obviously in the shape of a dispenser, and it has these cool googly eyes on it, which I love. I think it might be left over from a prank, honestly, but actually I really like it, so make sure he keeps it. Okay, so we get in here, and deals that pop. Excellent. Let's press this. Magic. I love this. I really want to do more things with that kind of stuff, but I'm stupid, so I don't know how. If you're looking for redstone, Hugh's Witch Shop has you covered. Okay. So Hugh-Bone is being a bit cheeky there. I like it. Okay, so do I need any of this other stuff? I don't think so just yet, but potentially in the future. But I really want some redstone lamps. 3 diamonds per stack. Stack of what? Good sir. 16? Okay, let's take 2 stacks. 3 diamonds per stack. Okay, and he has a payment barrel here. 3 diamonds per stack. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, good sir. That is very reasonably priced. It's one of these places where they have a payment barrel instead of me putting the diamonds in the chest like I would normally, and until people tell me that I'm being stupid. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so let's get out of here. I go across the street to I genuinely don't know whose shop this is. Let me have a quick look around for any signs. No. No. I've got a feeling it might be KB's because I think he has a private guardian farm. That would make sense, but maybe that is incorrect. Dark prismarine, prismarine, prismarine brick, sea lanterns. That's exactly what I want to see. 2 diamonds per stack. 2 diamonds per stack. Okay, let's take 2 stacks, and it looks like he does not have a payment barrel. Nope. Okay, so we're good with leaving the diamonds in there. Perfect. Excellent. I'm going to have another look around, but I don't think there's anything else I need to purchase, so I think we're pretty good. Alright guys, so I've just hopped into a testing world here to show you the setup that I'm using for this farm. I have the spawners in the positions that they are on the server, and I have the spawning room here and a spawning room there with these little pods at the top. These are drowning traps. Because the first problem you will encounter with cave spiders is that they can just stick to the walls, they will climb up to the top, and they will go into the corners. But if they do, they go up into the water block and drown, thus eliminating the problem. Cave spiders are very frustrating to work with. There are a lot of issues with them, and another one is that they can fight against a flowing water source longer than 4 blocks. Okay, so Etho recently did a Hermitcraft episode where he had a double cave spider spawner, and this is the setup he used for that room, and it works excellent. So I've used that as well. Okay, so only the 4 blocks that they have to flow through, so they can't fight against it. They get pushed to the middle, they go down and across 4 blocks, down, across 4 blocks, and down to the end. Now, what was happening, they were, if I didn't have this block taken out there, and the blocks in the walls, they would just get to this point and potentially would just climb out. Not every time, but a lot of the time. Very frustrating. So I found that if I take out these blocks and have water blocks there, they can't climb it. Or most of the time, they can't climb it. The only thing that does potentially happen is they can just get stuck on that stair block there, but then they drown inside it. So that's perfectly fine. That eliminates the problem again. Okay, so let me just get into spectator mode here and show you. They go downwards into this block here with the magma block above it, below it. So they get sucked down into this water flowing 4 blocks across. And then they get to this weird section here, okay? So cave spiders can get through gaps that are half a block. So you have to do this sort of weird thing here. So essentially, this is so that they can go across and can't go back. So if you have, for instance, a trapdoor against this block, they will be able to get into the block and they will just stay there forever. Now you may notice that this sort of pipe thing is flowing upwards. And that is because essentially it's the only way to do it. I won't say the only way I have found. Okay, so initially I had something along these lines where you have 4 blocks. Then this is actually the setup you use for a baby villager. So they would be pushed across, and they would be lifted up and go across and across. I'm not actually sure, is that particularly right? Maybe not. I think so. But spiders, in any air block they find, they will just stick. Okay, they would just stay. So they might not stay in this one here. I would think they would climb out of it, but they would definitely be able to get back into this one, and they would just stay there forever. And if they don't, they'll get pushed, and they will stay in this one. They'll just stay there forever as well. Very frustrating. Cave spiders are one of the worst mobs I've ever had to work with. Okay, so we have this weird system that flows them up, because essentially they get pushed up this block there, and they can't go back. So they have no choice to get just go along with the flow. And this system works excellent. I have not seen it fail yet. And this is something that Etho showed in his video as well. Okay, so then get to the bubble vator system. Now, a little bit of an odd thing with this is that you have to have this flowback block here at the back. Otherwise, they will just go against this trapdoor in this block there and just stay there forever. I don't know the mechanics of it. It seems to just allow it to sort of suck them in easier. Again, I don't know why, but it definitely need that there. This occasionally fails every now and then. Honestly, I can't remember a time it's failed since I added this flowback block, but it definitely failed when it wasn't there. It failed probably 50% of the time, so a lot. It was reducing the efficiency by a lot. So as long as you have that flowback block there, it works fine. Okay, so why don't I demonstrate this? So I'll have this redstone setup linked to the spawner room, or the killing chamber. But for now, I'm just going to turn this with a lever. There and there. And these 4 blocks here are 4 blocks that are in range of both of the spawners. So hopefully, yep, we can see them flowing through. And there, I need one from that one, but that's fine. I might as well show you. So you can see they get sucked through. They get to this point. They can't go back into that block and just get sucked up into the top. I've never seen them get sucked into this block ever. So that's not a thing. Here we go, look. Okay, so you can see it can turn the corners as well, as long as you stick to the rule of only using 4 flowing blocks. And there we go. Okay, so they get to the top here. Now, once again, reminding you, they can get through a half block gap. So if you are doing this sort of system, don't forget to have these trapdoors here on the top edge of this outer block. Okay, because they can't get through this little gap here, but if you didn't have these trapdoors, they can get through. And also, in survival, if you stand too close, like there, they can attack you. In fact, they can attack you probably there, even. Their attacking range is deceptively large, I will say. But from here, you can just kill them all. They'll keep getting pushed to you by the flowing water. I'll show you that in a second. Like so, and as you can see, you can get the XP as well from this position. Now, you will occasionally get the odd drop that just stays there. That is unfortunate, but if you put a hopper there, for instance, if I can get this right, like so, what can happen is they can actually get stuck on this hopper when they're flowing up, so they will just stay there and not get sucked up to the top, which is very frustrating. I could potentially play around with that. I might be able to find a solution for it. Maybe I could alter this in a way. I'll look into it. Okay, but I think this is probably the setup that I'm going to use. It seems to be particularly successful. I've had a lot of trial and error with different systems and stuff, and this is the best that I can come up with. The only other thing that I could maybe increase the efficiency, or how I could increase the efficiency, is I could have this drop lower so that they immediately drop out of the spawning area for the spawner, and thus give extra time for, you know, another block of them to spawn, potentially. Okay, so this is the system I'm going to use in the actual server, and I've just got to build up the killing chamber and hook up the redstone and all that juicy stuff. One more thing to point out. I've used glass here just so you guys can see. I would generally recommend using solid blocks instead so that no light can get back into the chamber here. As you can see, it's quite light, and that's obviously because of the magma block as well, but there's nothing you can do about that. I think I'm fairly certain that magma block is actually needed as well. Alright, but let's get back onto the server, shall we? Okay, so I've been hard at work on the spider spawner, and I'm nearly ready to show you guys what I've done, but my pick is dying, okay, and I'm a bit afraid of losing it. Now, it does have mending on it, so luckily we have an amazing farm here, the Endermender farm. This is made by GP, and it's so cool. Such a great build. I really love the colours in here, and it's got like a map of the world on the floor kind of thing. Anvil set up, enchanting, grindstone. He's got everything here. It's amazing. You can switch between if you want to have the ender pearls drop or not, and also if you accidentally throw in your sword or a tool or something like that, accidentally hit Q and just throw it in, he'll also give it back to you, which is amazing for people like me who would do that sort of thing. Okay, so if I just swap this to my offhand and then swing at these, it should repair it rather quickly. Okay, and as you can see, I'm still collecting the levels as well. It does actually have a couple of swords down here that I should have used, really. The sweeping edge one in particular. Endy bendy. Ooh, that's nice. Really, though, I need an excuse for this sword to die so I can make myself a new one. I just can't bring myself to use a diamond right now, and I don't absolutely need to. Okay, but let's get out of here. I need to make sure I do not have any ender pearls on my hotbar, otherwise I'm likely to throw myself into the void. Alright guys, so I've done most of the major block work for this room, and I've hooked up most of the redstone. Now, just okay, don't even look, it's awful. Okay, I'm not good at the redstone, so it's just hooked up into a way that works, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, I've realised I've got this a little bit backwards maybe. Okay, so right now I've got these levers down, the lights are on, and that means that the lights are on in the spawn areas, which means the farm's off. Have I got it backwards? That's totally fine, I guess. At least I know if the lights are on, that means the lights are on in the spawn room, I guess. Kind of makes sense in my brain. I don't know. My brain's frazzled. I've got these hoppers here hooked up to just an item elevator going up to the top of the room. And then above the room, I've just got them going, the items going into like a water stream that goes to either this row of chests or this one. Honestly, that's probably not the best thing because the water noise annoys the crap out of me. And I haven't got any item filters set up for this yet, but I think eventually I'll just replace that the water stream with just a bunch of hoppers at the top. The main thing that's holding me back is I don't have that much iron, so that's all. Okay, so I've got to do a bit of a funky design for this wall and then a bunch of details for the other walls as well. And then after that, that's it, I hope. Alrighty, so for the most part, this farm is finally done. Get out of there. As you can see, I have a rather lovely, creepy spider face on the wall. It looks a little bit odd with the block sticking out, but it looked a bit just too plain with it being all flat, so I made it trying to make it 3D. I don't know, but this is the spider face from the actual Minecraft mob, so there's not a lot I could do about that. It's also in even numbers, which is just what's made it worse, I think, but that's fine. I like this, and I don't get to do pixel art that often, so, you know, why not? I'm not complaining. So all I've done is really is just thrown a load of leaves about the place. It's supposed to be like almost like an old ancient laboratory kind of room that's then like overgrown and so I don't know. I've got to throw in some things like crafting benches and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe I could have like a room behind here where I could have an enchanting setup. I don't know if this is going to be that great for XP though. Let's just turn this on so we get a few gathered up there so we can kill a few. So these are the things you get from it: string, spider eyes, and also cave spider heads, which you know, they're kind of funky, right? I quite like them. Actually, they're not too bad. I can use them as a few decorations about the place. I've got a feeling I'm going to be swamped with quite a few of these cave spider heads about the place. But that's it. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait here. I'm going to AFK just a few minutes, let them all build up, and then see what sort of drops we get from it, what sort of XP we get from it. Actually, let's empty this system for a start, and also this side, and then we can see exactly what we get from just a few minutes. Okay, well, that's a scary sight. So this has only been about 4 minutes, something like that. So the build-up is quite quick, I have to say. I don't want to get too close because they will hit me. If I stand right up against the fence post, they will get me. But I can just stand a little bit far away. It's fine. As you can see, I'm using an absolutely terrible stone sword. And that's just because my other one broke. And I'm going to make a new one that's maybe like Bane of Arthropods, Weeping Edge kind of thing for this. I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's get on with it. And as you can see, it's pretty good for XP. That's not too bad. So let's see what we've got out of that. Nothing from that side. Actually goes to this side first. Still coming in. Okay, for like 4 minutes. Like, that's perfectly fine by me. I can just hear there's another one left. Yeah, so there is still a chance for them to get stuck in the system. I think maybe it's probably around where the bubble vator is. It's just that spot is just really awkward. Even with that flowback block, it's still getting a few stuck there. It's not very many, not very often. Now, obviously, as you can see, the efficiency is still pretty good. So I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, I have a feeling this could actually be quite lucrative. Maybe. Do people really need string? I don't know. I really would have liked to get some actual proper building done on the castle today, but I've just spent too much time on this. Oh, let's take this. Is it? Yeah, so you can see my eyes. That's much better. Much creepier. So yeah, I would have liked to get some more building done on the castle, but I've run out of time. Which is sad. So next episode, I'm definitely going to get some building done on the castle, and also I have another build in mind as well that I would like to get started. But I'm afraid I have run out of time for today. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.